So you've done the research, you're convinced that feeding raw to your cat is the healthiest choice, and you may also be ready to start. But start where? Raw feeding cats is actually quite simple, but the transition process from kibble to raw can stop cat owners right in their tracks because, newsflash, cats are picky and stubborn. But I've got a few tricks up my sleeve that I will share with you. Specifically, I'll share the 5 stages that you will have to go through when transitioning your cat to raw, the pitfalls in each stage, and kind of how to overcome them. But before we start, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Micol. I'm a pet nutrition specialist, animal osteopath, and homeopath. I have been feeding raw since 2008, and I've gone even more in depth in the study of animal nutrition while I was attending vet school. So yeah, I've talked to a lot of beginning raw feeders, and let me tell you, you're not the only one who's found roadblocks when starting to feed raw. I can honestly say I know the feeling of overwhelm and frustration when you do everything right and your cat just will not give it a chance. Ugh, so frustrating, right? But the good news is that because I have transitioned countless cats from death kibble to wet and raw food, I know just how to get around each and every roadblock that your cat will throw at you. So don't worry, I've got you. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is stop free feeding your cat. Yes, you heard me right. Stop free feeding your cat. So there is this misconception floating around the internet that cats are grazers, and let me break it to you. They are not. Cows are grazers, horses are grazers, sheep are grazers, cats are definitely not. Cattle and horses and sheep roam and graze on grasses and vegetation. They're herbivores. Cats are not herbivores, they're carnivores. And actually, they are defined as obligate carnivores, meaning their diet requires nutrients that can only be found in animal flesh. They need to hunt, kill, and eat their prey. So what does science tell us about a cat's diet? Well, studies have shown that house cats succeed in killing their prey only 1 every 3 tries. This means that on those other 2 tries, cats have to go without dinner. And this tells us that their bodies are made to have periods when there's no food. So let's respect nature and follow her guide, which is actually why you're switching your cat to a more species-appropriate diet. So anyway, you're going in the right direction. The other reason why you really want to stop free feeding your cat is that by feeding your cat once or twice a day, you really get a sense of how much your cat eats. And you will notice a change in appetite right away, and you can follow up with a quick call to your vet if necessary. Now, I don't think I need to tell you how important it is to have a good handle on your cat's health. So really, it is in your cat's best interest from all points of view. Personally, I choose to feed my cats twice a day. It keeps the meals smaller and keeps their begging for food at an all-time low. So I leave their dish down about 5 minutes and then pick it up, put away whatever wasn't eaten right away, which usually is nothing. Keep this routine consistent. Cats are very smart and they will catch on in a day or 2. You'll see. Once your cat is used to eating twice a day, now it's time to switch to a higher quality kibble. So I know I said it, higher quality kibble is kind of an oxymoron, but not all kibble is created equally. I have a video coming where I'll go into more detail on the ingredients in general. And then I have another where I actually compare top quality dry and wet commercial foods. I'll link it for you down there so you can get some inspiration if you are not sure which kibble can be considered higher quality. Just remember that this is a gradual process, okay? Your cat may love her new food or she may need a little bit of time to get used to it. Start by feeding her only a couple little pieces of kibble and mix them in with the old one. You can even mix a little bit of the new food with the old one in a jar and kind of let it marinate in there for a day, so the tastes kind of blend together. Take it slow and remember, this is not a short-term switch. You want to improve your cat's diet for life. So take your time and do it right. Give your cat time to adjust to the switch, be passively persistent, and offer the new food every day. Once your cat is used to eating the higher quality kibble, go ahead and switch again to a freeze-dried kibble. Again, jump up in quality. And again, take your time. Let your cat get used to it gradually. I know some cats can and will switch to wet or raw right away from one meal to the next, but this is not true for all cats. And I think it's important to emphasize that all cats can learn and will learn to like and eat healthy food. Now, the toughest stage is actually the switch between kibble and wet. This is why I prefer to feed a higher quality kibble, and in this case, freeze-dried is the best, because I know that if the switch takes a little bit longer, my cat, meanwhile, is eating the best food that she is able to eat at that point. Let me tell you, our attitude is everything. One of my next videos actually will talk about exactly this, and I'm excited for you to see it, and I'm really curious to see what you think. So let's get our kitty on the highest quality dry food and then gradually make the switch to wet. Now, switching should follow a similar pattern as before. So the first thing you're gonna try and do, and offer a small amount, say like a half a teaspoon of the wet food before giving the dry, and see if your cat will go for it. Sometimes they just go for it and the battle is won. If she looks at you, as cats are known to do, you know, as if you've lost your mind and that's not gonna happen, then it's fine. Go ahead and in every meal, add a teaspoon of wet food to the side of your cat's kibble. When she's done eating, go ahead, pick it up, throw out what she didn't eat. What you want is for her to see that this too is food. And I know, I struggle with throwing out food as well, and I don't like to waste money, I don't like to waste food, but think of it as an investment. The reality is that this step will change your relationship with your cat forever and for the better. What is happening is that you're effectively acting as surrogate mama to your cat. Because kittens, they learn what is edible and what isn't edible from their mothers from between 4 weeks of age to until the time they're about 8 weeks old, which is 2.5 months. After that, their mental preferences are set. And from that point on, whatever they find new food, they will always default to what mama said and taught them about food. So you can imagine how strange it would be and how much trust they would have to have in you to try something completely different. Their choosing to try something different actually elevates you in their eyes from the butler that hides my poop and fills the bowl to my new mom and partner. It's a huge shift in mindset for her. So have faith, be patient, and be persistent. You will see that they will eventually try it. And if for no other reason, that the sauce will eventually touch and stick to some of the kibble and they'll eat that. Once your cat consistently eats a little bit of wet food, then you can gradually start adding a little bit more and removing some of the kibble until eventually she'll be eating 100% wet food. Oh, and once she's eating all of her wet food, make sure you throw out any leftover kibble. Cats can smell it in the house, even if the package is closed. Okay, and they can hold back in hopes of getting more. Kibble is almost like kitty crack in that sense. So switching to raw will follow the same pattern as switching from kibble to wet food. So first, offer a little bit of raw, see if she'll go for it. If not, add a little bit to the side of her dish until she tries it. Once she eats that little bit, gradually mix the raw in, but go very slowly. Don't add more than 1 teaspoon at a time, okay? And as you've done until now, keep quietly persistent. Your cat will be eating healthier food in no time. Oh, and talk about time. Did you notice I didn't mention how long each transition step should take you? That's because it depends. It depends on you and it depends on your cat. I talk about some of this in detail in the video that I mentioned before. I would go so far as to say that it's the biggest mistake we make as pet owners. And it was a revelation for me. And once I got past it, my relationship with my animals and with myself had really changed. Stay tuned for it. I'm curious to see what you will think of it. Thank you for watching this video. Give your cat a kiss from us, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.